Hello, good afternoon, students. Welcome to the class of Standard 12 in Mathematics after 2 days break. In previous classes, we have done so many problems from Rolle's theorem. Today we shall start with Lagrange's mean value theorem. See what is Lagrange's mean value theorem. See statement. Let fx be a function. Fx be a function means fx be a real valued function defined on interval ab such that, see points, first point, it is continuous on closed interval ab. Second, it is differentiable on open interval ab. Then there exists a real number c belongs to AB so that f dash c is equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a. See the children, this statement has some changed from Rolle's theorem. In Rolle's theorem, what we put, f dash c is equal to 0. Here you have to put f dash c is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a. If f dash c is 0, then obviously fb equal to fa, which is a part of Rolle's theorem. See the proof. Consider any function phi x is equal to fx plus ax. Consider phi x is equal to fx plus ax. Consider it as equation 1, where a is a constant and this constant be chosen in such a way that phi a is equal to phi b, where a and b are endpoints of the interval. I repeat once again, consider phi x is equal to fx plus ax, where a is a constant and a is chosen in such a way that phi a is equal to phi b. A and b are the endpoints of our interval AB. Now proceed. Since phi a is equal to phi b, we have considered phi x is equal to fx plus ax. So phi a will be fa plus aa, means replace x by a. Similarly here replace x by b. So fa plus a into a is equals to f into b, fb plus a into b. Simplify this one and calculate the value of a. So for this a into b comes into left side. So remain in the right side, and a into a comes into left right side. So in right side we have ab minus a into a and fb minus fa. ab minus a into a is equals to f a minus f into b. So in left side we have fb minus fa is equals to minus ab plus a. Change their side. Minus fb becomes positive in left side and positive, that is plus fa, becomes negative in left side. Similarly ab becomes negative and a into a becomes positive. Now take minus a common between two terms of the right side. So this becomes b minus a. Hence minus a will be fb minus fa upon b minus a, and finally a should equals to minus is already here, fb minus fa divided by b minus a. Negative sign is taken here. Consider this as equation 2. After considering equation 2, see, function fx is continuous on a, b, and ax being a polynomial. Fx is continuous already given, and every polynomial is continuous, we already know. Phi x, which is sum of fx and ax. So sum of two continuous functions, right? So sum of two continuous function is also continuous. It means phi x, see what is written here, phi x, that is sum of two continuous function, which is also a continuous function. So one condition is already satisfied. Again, fx is differentiable because it is already given, and ax, which is a polynomial, and polynomial is also differentiable, so ax is also differentiable. Hence fx is differentiable, ax is differentiable, so sum of two differentiable functions is also differentiable, which is written like this. Thus phi x is also differentiable on the open interval a, b. We have considered initially phi a is equal to phi b. Now the children, phi a is equal to phi b, phi is continuous, and phi is differentiable. Phi a is equal to phi b, phi ax is continuous, and phi x is differentiable. It means these three conditions together satisfies the Rolle's theorem, which I have already read in the previous classes. So in this condition, conditions of Rolle's theorems are satisfied by phi x and interval ab. So according to Rolle's theorem, there exists c in the open interval ab such that phi dash c is equal to 0. You may write here according to the Rolle's theorem. Now we have considered phi x is equals to fx plus ax, which we have already considered. Differentiate this one both sides with respect to x, then differentiation of phi x should be written as phi dash x. Differentiation of fx should be written as f dash x. Here differentiation of x, we already know differentiation of x is 1, so only a left. Now replace this x by c. It should be phi dash c is equal to f dash c plus a. Here we apply Rolle's theorem. According to Rolle's theorem, phi dash c is equals to 0. It means f dash c plus a is equals to 0, and hence f dash c is equal to minus a. Come on to or compare to equation 2 and equation 3. Equation 2 means a is equal to minus fb minus fa upon b minus a, and equation 3 means f dash c is equal to minus a. So put the value of a here, which is obtained from 2. So this becomes negative, and hence we will get f dash c is equals to fb minus fa upon b minus a. This is to be proved in Lagrange's mean value theorem. So Lagrange's mean theorem have been proved. Now children, we will see the geometrical meaning of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Students, see the geometrical interpretation of Lagrange's mean value theorem. First, understand the graph or the figure carefully. This is our x and y axis, and from here this curved line we suppose given function. This curved line is suppose given function. Consider 2 points A and B on the curve, A and B on the curve. Since our interval is A, B, so take A here as a first coordinate of point A. The next coordinate should be FA. The second coordinate or the y coordinate should be FA. Similarly, the second point of interval is B. So coordinate of point B will be B and function of B. Now consider any point P on the curve, and suppose its coordinate is C and FC. C and FC. Now if we proceed BA to the x-axis meeting with x-axis, suppose this angle is phi, then obviously this line is parallel to x-axis, this is perpendicular to x-axis, and from B we have another perpendicular to x-axis. AM and BM are perpendicular to x-axis, and this line is parallel to x-axis. Now since corresponding angle are equal, so if this angle is phi, then this angle is also phi, means line BA, or you can say chord BA, makes angle phi with x-axis. This is our figure, and see what is written. Let fx be a function defined on AB, and APB be the curve represented by y is equal to fx, which is given. So coordinates of A and B are respectively A, FA and B, FB. Now what I have said, this line BA or AB makes an angle phi with x-axis. So we have a triangle BAR. See the figure, we have the triangle BAR, which is right angle triangle. Tan phi, calculate this value, BR by AR, means perpendicular by base. BR should be written as BN minus RN, and you already know these things, and BN minus AM. BN, this line is measured by second coordinate, so BN is FB and AM should be FA. So BR is difference of these two, FB minus FA. And now AR should equal to MN. AR should equal to mn, and mn means on minus om, and on minus om, that should be calculated by x coordinate, means this should be equals to b minus a. So tan phi is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a. Now from Lagrange's mean value theorem, what Lagrange's theorem said? f dash c is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a. So here we have obtained tan phi is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a, and from Lagrange's theorem we have seen that f dash c is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a. So both values are equal, which means tan phi should equal to f dash c, that is differentiation of fc. Tan, you already know, represents slopes in coordinate geometry. So we can say slope of AB should equal to slope of tangent at point P or at point C FC, that is coordinate. Here we arrive at a conclusion, at a result. See, that is, let fx be a function on AB so that fx is continuous between the points A and B, and A, FA, B, FB are the coordinates at every point except at endpoints. It is possible, see the result, it is possible to draw a unique tangent. Unique means one and only one. Unique tangent. Then there exists a point on the curve such that the tangent there is parallel to the chord joining end points of the curve. This is geometrical interpretation or geometrical meaning of Lagrange's theorem. Tan phi is f dash c. Tan phi is f dash c. So now children, after completing the theoretical part, I think you all will understand the Lagrange's mean value theorem. Now we are in position to start a few problems. See, first question. Verify Lagrange's theorem or Lagrange's mean value theorem when fx is x minus 3 into x minus 6 into x minus 9 on interval 3, 5. See this one. After multiplication, this should be maximum power of x should be 3, so it becomes a polynomial, and we know every polynomial is continuous as well as differentiable. So fx is a polynomial, so it is continuous and differentiable. Now open fx means multiply all these three terms. We will get fx should equal to x cube minus 18x square plus 19x minus 162. Also we will calculate fb and ff because it is required in our problem. So f3, put 3 here, so 3 minus 3 becomes 0. Due to this 0, the whole polynomial becomes 0, so f3 is 0. f5 means 5 minus 3, 2 into 5 minus 6 minus 1 into 5 minus 9 minus 4, that is plus 8. Now open fx, which is this one. Differentiate it with respect to x. Thus f dash x should equal to 3x square minus differentiation of x square is 2x, so it should be 2 into 18, 36x plus x differentiation of x would be 1, so 1 into 99, which is 99, and differentiation of 162 is 0 because it is constant. Now apply the condition for Lagrange's theorem. Means f dash c is equal to fb minus fa upon b minus a. Every value is already here obtained. F dash is this one. Put here x is equal to c, then it should be 3c square minus 36c plus 99, and fb, which is 8, minus fa, which is 0, so 8 minus 0 is 8, upon b minus a means 5 minus 3, which is 2. So after cancellation it becomes 4. Now make this 4 into left side, so 99 minus 4 should be 95. Finally we have 3c square minus 36c plus 95 is equal to 0, which is quadratic equation in C. So calculate C by quadratic formulas here. C is equal to minus b means plus 36 plus minus under root b square, that is 36 square, which is 1296, minus 4ac, which becomes 1140, and simplify this one, you will get 36 plus minus 12.49 by 6, and on division, addition and division, it should be 8.8 and 4.8. 8.8 does not belongs to the interval, but 4.8 belongs to the interval. Therefore c is equals to 4.8, which obviously belongs to 3 and 5, which verifies Lagrange's mean value theorem. In the next class we will see some more problems from this topic. Till then, okay and bye.